talking about what we're actually going to do here today, because this is a bit of a new thing for us. I think this looks good. Chad, how are we doing today? Never mind, I still need to change this. Yeah, I'm just assuming that everything's gonna work fine. If it doesn't, excuse me. But hello everyone, and welcome to a new project, the Road to Ragnarok. As you probably have already seen or read. I'm joined today by Joyce. Joyce, thank you so much for joining.
Hey, what's up?
And we're in for a really, really good ride, because what we're gonna be doing is basically the following. If you're watching the Vault, or if you aren't interested in like housekeeping at all, turn off the stream for a little bit and come back later. Because first things first, we're going to be talking about what the stream actually is and what we're going to be doing today. So, your thought, it'd be a good idea to replay God of War 2018 as a sort of build-up to the launch of Ragnarok. So we're going to be streaming this game every Friday. I'm going to be starting a new game, so we're going to be starting from the start. I'm going to be playing on regular difficulty, so this is not a challenge stream, because we want to get... We're trying to get the game finished, hopefully with some side content under our belt as well, before Ragnarok releases. So we're going to be streaming this every Friday, and yeah, we're going to be basically just playing through the game and talking about some things that we like there, and you know, talking about it with you guys. We're also going to be talking about any news regarding Ragnarok, if it's there. We have some things to talk about today, but not much. But I'd also like to throw it to you guys, because there's also sort of like an audience participation segment where we're going to be discussing some fan theories later down the road. So yeah, that's basically it. One more thing that I will say. We're not going to keep quiet for every cutscene. I know that there's like comments under videos of live streams where people are saying you talk through everything. We know, we're trying to work on that. But for this, you have been warned beforehand. If we stop talking for every cutscene, A, there's not going to be a lot of talking, and B, we're going to be taking even longer. So while we will let all the cutscenes play out, I will make sure that subtitles are turned on. Actually, I'm going to double check right now if the subtitles are actually turned. They are on. There you go. So you can sort of read along, but we're not going to be pausing for every cutscene apart from a couple of special ones, because there are some quite special ones. So without further ado, that was the housekeeping part. Let's get into the game. I did.
You're gonna like go new game, not new game plus.
No, because New Game Plus already have all my stuff. I kind of want to re-experience the build-up as well, because I don't think it's too bad. It's kind of
I already see a great question in YouTube chat. Exotic Plasma, is this game on PC?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Since was it February this year? Ragnarok isn't coming to PC as far as we know. It might come later down the road, like this one did. But this one is currently on PC, and if you haven't played it, I highly recommend you play it. Oh, also, one more thing. If you haven't played the game yet, we will be discussing spoilers for God of War 2018. Because we can't really discuss the sequel to this game without discussing spoilers for this game.
First things first about this cutscene. I think the first time that just for the record, God of War 2018 was the first God of War game that I, finished and fully played, and I already thought this whole segment was interesting. Like it got from the camera from the intro and then straight to this.
Yeah, I think one of the cool things that this game does, which is especially for God of War, because if you think back to the Greek trilogy games, the pacing is incredibly high. Like there's constantly stuff happening. The only thing that really slows down is like for puzzles and stuff. This one really takes its time, and it really gives you the ability to sort of get into a character's head. Like, for instance, if this is done faster, you wouldn't even reconsider what Kratos is thinking. But this is such a big moment for him already, because he knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. I already see some questions in chat about the leaks. We will be discussing those.
Well, there is an important addendum to make there. We're not going to be discussing story spoilers.
No, okay.
So I know about the big story leak, but I believe that's been mostly debunked by multiple people. So I'm not going to, spend too much time on that, because it's probably not true. I do believe there could be time travel. I don't know if there will be, but I do believe there could be. And other leaks, like gameplay leaks, we don't mind. Visual spoilers are also sort of a thing. Because there's also been, for those of you who don't know, once again, we're not going to be discussing them, but there have been leaks regarding Odin concept art, and we're also not going to be showing those on stream. So if you don't want to be spoiled story-wise or character-wise, you're going to be fine here. If you don't want to know anything about the gameplay as well, like if we get more new gameplay details, we will talk about those.
Yes.
Hey, Smugchipman, good to see you too. And Elkashi, I do not plan on playing Thymesia currently because there's way too much other stuff that I want to play right now. But I might save it in the backlog for later because it does look really cool.
Gonna keep in the Twitter in mind just in case PlayStation suddenly shows
yeah.
Thingy.
That would be the coolest thing if something happens today or if something gets announced during one of these streams.
Yeah, I mean it's Friday. You never know.
You never. That is true. I do have a track record of important stuff showing up when we're streaming, so who knows?
I mean, it happens to either of us every time.
Yeah,
it happens to us every time. There is something. I think always has like Valhalla stuff that like updates that happen during the Valhalla streams on Tuesday.
I had like a ghost update during a stream. Like,
oh yeah.
Stuff.
Oh yeah, that was with you two guys. You two were streaming at the time. I think. I think I was editing a video at the time.
Thank you, Dennis, for the kind words. Good to see you too.
Hey, Dennis, what's up?
And yeah, the HUD, I think the HUD was made by Tom, right? I assume Tom is just everything. In that case, Tom, great job. I loved it.
So good.
This is like a dream come true. It's like my name in a God of War layout. This is the closest thing I'll ever get to being in a God of War game, I suppose.
Yeah, I think he even tried to use the font. So like
yeah,
it
looks so good.
It looks so good. Also, for people who don't know, the names underneath the overlay are our Twitter tags. For people who are asking, are we on Twitter? Yes, we are.
For if you want to follow someone on Twitter who never posts anything on Twitter, this is the one you want to go for.
Yeah.
And never...
Yeah. So, where should we start talking about
well, we're carrying a giant tree.
Yeah.
So... we're going to be discussing, because I see Dennis asking collector's editions, we're going to be discussing that in a bit, because I do have a bit of a sad story regarding that one. But the first thing I want to discuss is, there are some interesting things happening, because over the course of, I think it was this week, or it was this week and last week, there have been some new God of War videos. Like, nothing specifically Ragnarok related, but 2 new videos came out regarding God of War. One of which was on IGN's channel, where they discussed the whole scene with the Blades of Chaos in 2018, which was really cool, offered a lot of insights, so I want to talk a bit more about that as well. Because in my head it kind of relates to, I saw someone asking about that as well, but about Mjolnir and what role that will play in Ragnarok. And the other video they released was a series called Myths of Midgard, where the wonderful actress Felicia Day retells the story of the first game. And there has been some speculation regarding that from some people, that there are hints to something more significant for Ragnarok, but we'll get to that in a bit as well. But first things first, like, I think the fact that those 2 videos have released... pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
I have a feel. It's nothing more than a feeling. Like, keep in mind, this is just me speculating, but I have a feeling that that's kind of them building up the hype again. Like, maybe this will get people replaying God of War 2018, and it worked because we're playing God of War 2018 today. But I have a feeling that that might be the start of the marketing. Like, first rebuild the hype for the first game, and then they start discussing Ragnarok stuff. Because keep in mind, the game is still coming out November this year.
Yeah.
So there will be more news before that time, and there aren't that many more months left, so they'll have to show something at some point, because I don't believe they're just going to release the game with just that single trailer that we currently have. So I don't know about you. Do you think we're going to be seeing more Ragnarok related stuff really soon, or do you think it's still quite a ways off?
Yeah, well, I mean, if we compare it to what Horizon did, for example, to the launch of Forbidden West, they also did like these GIFs with like tiny teasers of what the game has to offer. Now, if you compare it to what God of War, yeah, but if you compare it to, like, it has a different style to it, and I love it. I like that it's not like a typical Sony stuff, like we can expect this and this and this, and how. I didn't expect the Myths of Midgard.
Myths of Midgard, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I like that. I was like, okay, that's a really cool way of doing a recap
Yeah.
of the story if you were like, oh, it's been a while. I mean, 2018. If you like think about it, it's been 4 years. So
but also, if you haven't played the game, play the fucking game. Come on, man.
it's
It's
great.
been 4 years. You can even play it on PC now.
You can play it on PC now, ultra-wide support. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it also has DualSense support. I mean, it should have DualSense support. I also really like the photo mode in this one.
There's some great funny faces with Kratos, I remember.
Yeah, they added that. That was great.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, to answer your question, I think they're slowly building up to something. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, you like. It's still coming out this year, so why wouldn't they do huge marketing for it? Although I don't think we should like expect Marvel style a trailer or teaser every single.
No, for sure,
week.
but at least like a raw cut of gameplay where we also get to see like the HUD and maybe some of the new activities or things we can do in the game.
It's just
because I don't want them to spoil any of the story.
No. It's just the way that they've been showing new stuff. Like, do you remember the post of the accessibility options?
Yeah.
Like the blog post? That was such an odd way. I mean, they didn't intentionally try to show new stuff.
I think they did. I think they know how much people look into this stuff because of how wild people are going over the game.
I mean, we created a whole video about it, so yeah.
And I don't think that wasn't something they weren't expecting. I think they were fully well aware that they put some like really sneaky hints in there that people... Where there was also... This was earlier, but there was one of the... I think it was John Ford's interview with like Eric Williams and Cory Barlog, where John asked a question about the Guardian Shield, because that's getting changed for Ragnarok. We'll be having different types of Guardian Shields and hopefully also new moves. So he asked a question about that. And Eric responded with, "Oh, you got a good eye. I didn't think you guys were going to spot that." And my head immediately went like, "You didn't think we were going to spot that?" I don't believe that for a second. You guys knew.
I mean, the fan base for God of War. I mean, I sometimes I look up the Reddit page and I see so many theories and people are just like going through the trailer all over again, getting the timestamps out. So I do expect people to be like, "Oh, there's something new." And obviously, we were doing it too for the God of War videos. I'm still.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still surprised at how much you guys
were able to gather from an IMDb page, because that's basically it.
Yeah, because I mean, I finished. I already saw someone in chat asking, "Have you both finished the game?" Yes, we both finished
multiple times. Yes.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I finished it once. I finished. Did I finish New Game Plus? I don't remember. But I did finish it once because I thought it was a really cool story and interesting.
Yeah.
And just the way that they moved on from cutscene to cutscene, like it was a whole.
Someone in our chat mentioned it as well. Like, it took them 3 playthroughs to realize that the whole game is basically, unless you die, which hopefully doesn't happen because we always have 0 death streams here. Nobody ever dies on stream.
Luckily, no permadeath mode in this one.
But that the whole game is like basically one single cut, which is really impressive. But let's talk about the big thing, because you see people over in YouTube chat especially already discussing a lot about it. With that new video they made on the Blades of Chaos and how those were introduced in the game, of course, it raises the question, will we be getting something similar in God of War Ragnarok? And I think the thing that's been on everyone's mind is, will we be getting to wield Mjolnir? Now, I know your take on this, because obviously Jor isn't here today. He might join for one of the later streams, for sure. Yeah, because we're gonna be swapping things up. I'll be here all the time, because even if both of them try to stop me with like 10 people, there is no way you can hold me back for talking about God of War for 2 hours in a week, because that will be my response. But we might swap things out. So maybe one stream yours joining, another stream Joyce again. I'll be here constantly, so you have to put up with me constantly. But yeah, back on track. Your thinks Mjolnir is going to be a wieldable weapon. I think his main argument is, why the hell else would you put it in the collector's edition, which I think is a very good point. But yeah, of course, it also makes sense that they would want to introduce a third weapon. And we kind of already... Lightning is already an element in the game because Atreus is shock arrow. So it would make a lot of sense that we get fire with the blades, ice with the axe, thunder with Thor's hammer, and then we also get something... I actually have to do something now, let's go.
Yeah, just go do your thing.
I'll be fine, I can multitask. It's on easy, or it's not on easy, it's on normal anyway.
I was gonna say, I think you didn't put it on easy.
No, that wasn't... I actually wanted to put it on hard, but Yor was afraid it might take too much time.
People, you should know that you can't... Dennis is just like Kratos, you can't stop him from talking our ears off.
Talking about boy.
Yeah, of talking about that boy.
For sure. But the thing about Mjolnir is, we have no confirmation, but a lot of people seem to think it'll happen. So I'm kind of curious, chat, what is your take? Will we be wielding Mjolnir, and how? Like, how is that gonna look like? And I'm interested in your theory as well, because I'm currently still on the fence about it, Joyce, and I'll talk about why in a minute, but I want to hear your take first. Do you think we'll be getting to wield Mjolnir in God of War Ragnarok?
Well,
or not?
It was the first thing when they revealed it at the State of Play. It was the first thing that popped into my mind when they revealed Mjolnir and Thor. I was like, huh, that's a very detailed weapon. Do you think we're gonna wield it? I think we should. I hope so. I think that's the most part of what I think about Mjolnir. I hope we can wield it.
You're just manifesting it. It's like I want
I'm manifesting it because it would be so cool. Like, imagine the cutscene just like with the with the Blades of Chaos.
I mean,
just like that.
I already mentioned the blades 4 or 5 times. If people don't know by now, you should.
Okay, I mean,
fine.
If you haven't seen that cutscene yet, or just haven't experienced that in game, go there. The whole Blades of Chaos thing, the road to that was for me very interesting and very mysterious and also very impressive. So I was like, maybe there's a way that maybe a big fight or something else is happening that Kratos gets to hold Mjolnir, or maybe use it in just for a short while. You know, like, I don't know if we're actually gonna wield it like forever. Because I think the Blades of Chaos was also pretty late in the game that we got those.
Yeah, but
right?
Yeah, but there was still. You get it, I think, in your first visit to Helheim, and then you go back with Boy. So you get to play through that again. And I also, if I remember correctly, like the leveling up process for those was a bit quicker than it was for the Leviathan Axe. So, yes, you do get shorter time with it, but also, people who play God of War, the Greek trilogy, are already kind of familiar with what it does, because it's of course a callback. But I feel like they gave you enough time to kind of familiarize yourself with it, and it's just an addition to the combat system.
Yeah, and it's also like they didn't put the voice actor for Thor in with the unboxing.
That is a very good point.
Like
why they specifically chose Ryan Hurst for that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you and I talked about this too, or I think we actually talked about this before. Like, why would they put him there instead of the voice actor for Kratos, or even for Atreus? Like you could have picked. Of course, it would make sense because Mjolnir is in there.
I think that is. You could also just account of the fact that Thor is, I think, apart from Odin, the character that most people are excited for right now. And they're not going to show anything Odin related, or at least I don't think they will.
Yeah. Oh, hey Ben, how you doing? Didn't expect you to be here. Hey, who are you? Now we got Simon and Ben.
Nice. Thank you so much for joining us. Lovely to have you. But yeah, like there could be other reasons for that too, based on the fact that I think most people just want to hear what Thor is going to sound like, because we already know that Thor is going to be a major threat based on the ending of this game.
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is you want it to be a thing, and you also think there's enough evidence already for you to say that it might be a thing, but maybe not for the entirety of the game, or not for a large part of the game. Yeah,
I'm gonna manifest the thing out of it. Like, I hope that we're gonna, or maybe like use it for that would be lame. To use it only for puzzle solving.
that would be lame.
That would be really lame.
As much as I love puzzles, as much as I love how they break up the pace, if you only get to use Mjolnir as a sort of, oh, you can use this to open special doors, that would be really be lame.
Like Thor's like, you can't use my power, Kratos, but you can use it to use your brain once in a while.
It's literally just an oversized car key, is what it is.
No, but it's also because of that line, like, are you a calm and reasonable person? First solve this puzzle.
Are you a calm and reasonable person? Well, that's great. Have my hammer. Have a lovely day. And he just walks away.
I gotta say...
Sony Santa Monica hire us.
Yeah, now that I think about it, you have complete or I don't know if Thor is supposed to be, like, in mythology, maybe you know, is supposed to be, like, a calm and reasonable person.
No, absolutely not. Thor in Norse mythology is an absolute dipshit. I'm sorry to say it.
Then they're not complete
idiot. There's a wonderful little book that I highly recommend you read if you want to. I'm just going to do some backtracking, by the way, because I want more loot. But there is a wonderful little book written by the wonderful Neil Gaiman called Norse Mythology, which is basically just an anthology collection of him retelling Norse stories, reading from like different sources. And like the image of Thor that some people have from the MCU, that is not Thor. That is a very Disneyfied version of Thor. Thor in Norse mythology is just dumb as a brick. Thor is basically your average gym bro on steroids. He's like super strong, which is why Odin literally just uses him as a hammer. He's like, oh, there's a problem I can't solve with smarts. Thor, can you just go smash it up, please? And Thor's like, well, there's only one thing I'm good at, so I guess I should do that. But Thor isn't what one would call smart. That's what Loki and Odin are. So, yeah. Thor being a calm and reasonable person, I don't see that happening. There's already stories in this as well, where Mimir specifically doesn't talk too lovingly about Thor. I don't remember what he calls him specifically, but it isn't very nice.
Really? I remember vaguely. Let me look it up.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, while you look it up, there is, I'm gonna respond to chat, because I see a lot of people also saying, there's of course a theory that we will be getting to play as Atreus, because there are hints at the end of this game that Kratos is going to die in Ragnarok, which we don't know if that's going to happen, but that's currently the prophecy.
It is simply a target.
While we shoot some deer.
Steady your aim.
Oh dear.
And breathe in.
There we go. But, so that Atreus might get Mjolnir, which is something that I could see happen, because my main problem is, and especially when looking back at that video they made on the Blades of Chaos, the Blades of Chaos are so much more than just Kratos getting a weapon. It is the literal turning point for the story. It is the point where Kratos accepts to learn to live with his past rather than deny it, and accept that he is still just a killing machine, but rather than fight for someone or something else, he's fighting for what he believes to be good. Which is how he is also able to end the cycle of violence from sons against mothers and fathers at the end of this game. Fat Golber, that was it. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, I looked
Dolber.
it up now.
I think it was Dolber, not Golber. But anyway, Fat Dolber.
Isn't that a Scottish thing?
I can't.
Like a
I don't know. I don't think
specifically-
Mimir is Scottish. I think he's Norse. But then
The
again,
accent.
potato. Yeah. No, the accent's definitely on point.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
But yeah, as Atreus getting Mjolnir would be really cool, and I do actually think that's more likely than Kratos getting it, because in my mind, I don't see how they would make, and maybe that's just a lack of imagination on my end, in which case I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. But I currently fail to see how they would fit Mjolnir into the story for Kratos as more than just oh, you beat Thor, now you just get to use his hammer. Which I think, compared to how we got the Blades of Chaos, is a step back. I also see people speculating about Gungnir a lot. Which could happen.
The spear!
Yeah, the spear. I still think that Odin is going to be the final boss of the game, if anything, if we get to fight him, because I also see it happen that like we don't get to fight him at all, because Odin's main point is just being smart and not necessarily being strong. But if he is a boss, I think he's going to be the final boss of the game.
Yeah!
So we'd either have to get Gungnir from somewhere or someone else, maybe Tyr has it, I don't know.
I mean, if I got the experience from Valhalla, Gungnir is a pretty badass spear.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally not half of what it does.
I know.
Valhalla kind of
You
missed
probably
the
know
it
more about
never...
it.
it's supposed to never miss its mark when you throw it. And since we can yeet stuff in this game, it's literally...
That would be OP in New Game Plus.
You're literally giving Kratos aimbot. It's fantasy aimbot, is Mjolnir. Or Gungnir, sorry.
I mean, if there's gonna be, there has to be New Game Plus in God of War. Ragnarok.
Yeah, maybe not at launch, but there will for sure.
Yeah, not at launch. But yeah, I mean, if we would have had Gungnir then, and then, like you said, it wouldn't miss any mark, then that would be very...
That would be kind of overpowered. But then again, we do kind of have a lock-on for the Leviathan next too, so maybe not too overpowered. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
We also have, and this is a totally off-track moment, but we also have what's her name again?
Angerboda?
Yeah, I wonder what her whole point is going to be in the story. Like, we obviously don't have only Kratos and Atreus anymore. Like, we
Her
also have
point in the
Angerboda.
story is making giant snake babies. That's about it.
Is that it? Okay.
Giant snake babies, giant wolf babies, and giant raven babies, I think the last one was.
I mean, I would expect her and Atreus to maybe work together.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe at that point, there would be
We
some...
already had the artwork on the collector's edition vinyl. That's the word I was looking for. Where you kind of... We assume it's Atreus and Angerboda running through Jotunheim, so that already hints at them...
Boy, look at
Yeah, and also a lot of people are thinking that she has something to do with Egyptian mythology, which is a setting we know Santa Monica considered. They were actually considering Egypt for this game first, before they changed it to Norse mythology.
you are not ready.
Yeah, that's right. You guys told me about
Yeah,
that.
so there's a lot of interesting stuff going on there. But yeah, on the Mjolnir thing overall, I'm not fully convinced yet. I think that there's also an option for it not to be a thing, and I think that the Atreus option is actually more likely, which I think is really cool. But yeah, speaking of which, we're gonna be already kind of teased this later. We're gonna be getting into fan theories a little later. I have one I want to talk about, and I'm also curious whether you guys have some theories about what we're gonna be seeing. So if you have a good fan theory concerning why we will or won't see Mjolnir and how that's going to work, you know, save that for a bit, because we're gonna be talking about that.
Yes.
Because there is also a second thing that we want to talk about regarding that Myths of Midgard video, because that actually sparked a bit of a discussion, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna smack him now, because we need to stun them, so that we can do this, which is...
The first time I
Does
did
this
that, I
ever
was
get old?
speechless.
There are so many good ones. My favorite one is still with like the wolver enemies, where you kind of like rip their entire lower jaw off
Yeah.
until like the belly button. That's just... Am I a terrible person? Yes, but also you can't look at that and tell me that it's not fun.
Yeah, but it's also like it's totally Kratos' personality, his whole personality. Also, the way how he opens chests is just every time.
It's just efficiency. Is
Just,
what it is.
I'm not gonna open this. I'm just gonna smash
smack
the
the
hell
lid.
shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna look for a key. Why do
Oh,
we
I
need a
got hit.
key? But yeah, let's
Yeah,
go over
the Myths of
Myth of-
Midgard thing. Thank you for giving me on
For
track.
people who don't know what we were talking about, if you could just tune in, it's basically a video of a recap of the story of God of War 2018, where Felicia Day, famous actress, goes through a book basically.
Yeah, like a very brief summary of the story of this game, with some addition from everyone's favorite talking head, Mimir. Because
Yeah,
he's
and
there as well, and he's great.
I mean, she's very good. I mean, I love that. And also you hear Mimir from time to time.
Yeah.
Also great addition that they did that.
Yeah, so all in all, it's a wonderful video to kind of get a refresher if you kind of forgotten.
I told you.
Once again, if you haven't played it, I highly recommend you play it, but if you don't want to play it for some reason, but you want to play Ragnarok, just watch that video. But the thing that got a lot of people talking was the fact that some people believe, and a God of War YouTuber called Captain Cuba made a wonderful video on the subject. He makes a lot of wonderful videos in general, but also specifically on this subject. So the evidence, and the fact that I put quotation marks with my fingers on it already, I think shows how much I believe this is going to be a thing. The evidence we have for that is the following. The only because the theory is that people believe that that video hints that Felicia Day will actually show up in God of War Ragnarok as Faye, so Kratos' wife, who we are going to bury. That's the whole point of this game.
Yeah.
Now you might be thinking, how the hell is that possible? She's dead. We were already talking about it pre-show, and Joyce mentioned that flashbacks are, of course, an option. There's also a lot of talk about time travel being a thing, because we know time travel is possible, because technically speaking, Jormungandr, being a son of Loki, couldn't have been born yet. And the whole story there is, I think, Thor punched him so hard he flew back in time. I think that's it.
Really?
It's like,
That's
that's the logic. They fight at Ragnarok, and then Thor literally just yeets him back in time, and that's why he's now encircling the world, because he...
Why does everything have to be solved with time travel?
I don't know. It's either that or clones. But yeah,
No.
The only image we have of Faye, and it's fitting to show it here because now she's ashes, is this.
Okay.
So this is the image we have of Faye. She's also wielding the Leviathan axe because it was originally a weapon made by Brook and Sundri for her.
Uh-huh.
And then the first shot of the video has Felicia Day standing like this. And people believe that based on the fact that they are having a similar stance, that is the first hint. That's not the only hint, but I want to delve into that first already. It's literally, to me, like, sure, you could be right. That's the one thing I'm going to say offhand. I do believe that if they could pick Felicia Day as an actress to play Faye, I don't have any doubt about that. I think she would be wonderful. I do not doubt that her acting capabilities, that's not something that we're questioning. I am questioning the evidence that people are trying to bring in to make that case. And the first thing is, well, another thing that you were bringing up currently, Dennis, is she's not wearing any yellow, and Faye is very specifically tied to the color yellow. You can also see some yellow in Atreus' outfit, which also has to do with Faye. But the thing is, they're literally two people looking up at something. I'm gonna bring the pictures back. Faye is looking up, you can't see it in the cutout I made, but Faye is looking up at a council of giants, I think, or at least a council of other people. And meanwhile, Felicia is staring out of the winter, because the first thing she mentioned is that Fimbulwinter is coming. So she's looking up at the sky, concerned. Which leads to a very similar stance. So that, I think, is very circumstantial evidence. Because it isn't necessarily a tie-in. And then I think the other hint... Or no, Seer, you wanted to say something about this as well. Right, Joyce?
Well, it's more like, now that you look at them, it is quite similar, but I wouldn't have, at first glance, I wouldn't have guessed that would, like, make sense, like, match, you know? But I was thinking about, like, the whole scene that she was reading out the book and also conversing with Mimir. And I was thinking that, like, could that be possible? Like, that in flashbacks, if they are gonna do flashbacks, because, I mean, it could be possible.
Yeah.
That Mimir is gonna be like, how was Faye? You know, like, because we obviously still have Mimir. In Ragnarok, so maybe they're gonna be like, how was Faye, or that Atreus maybe talks about his mother, like maybe that's gonna happen, you know. So that's why I was like, how would they connect? That's the thought that popped into my mind.
Yeah, I get that. Before we continue talking about theory, I do want to give proper respect to this scene because it is so good. This comment. If you finish the game, you know this is important. If you're playing the game for the first time, you're just like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? He's saying, I thought you'd be bigger because he's sent hunting for giants and he thinks Kratos is a giant. Which is so clever. So this whole discussion takes another lane once you know that he is Baldur and you know what he's looking for. Also, this comment, your kind was supposed to be so enlightened. This makes Kratos think that he knows something about him. Which is what scares him, I think, initially. But once again, he is mentioning the giants and not Kratos. So, in fact, even without Baldur's knowing, Atreus is much more important to him than Kratos is.
I'm pretty sure.
I think this whole scene is epic enough.
It's so good.
Slap
the build up.
The backhand slap. Hey boy, get on the book.
This is how you know you fucked up.
I mean, Yeah, I see some people like in chat like Faye's dead. I know. Like we know she's dead. The only thing that could be possible is that there would be flashbacks.
Being dead hasn't stopped anyone in God of War. Kratos has died. Kratos has been to Hades like every single game in the Greek mythology, I feel like. So being dead doesn't really mean much. It's like supernatural in that regard. It's like at the end of the season they kill someone and then immediately at the start of the new season they're back. But yeah, I do believe that Faye could be in the game. I actually think it's very likely that she will be, because she seems like an incredibly important character and we know very little about her. There we go. That's what we were waiting for. And so begins, ironically enough, one of the best boss fights in the game, even though it's one of the very first.
Yeah.
But I can talk about that all day. The people want to know about Ragnarok. The second hint that Felicia Day might actually be playing Faye is the fact that there is a book. I don't know if it's the one you guys gifted me for my birthday actually, but there is a mention of Faye talking about the ravens as... Oh, we're not doing two holding, there we go, it's better. But as Odin's little spies, and in the Mists of Midgard video, Felicia Day calls them filthy little spies, or Odin's filthy spies, or something like that. So people are like, oh, that's very similar. I do agree that it's similar. Then again, I feel like calling ravens Odin's spies is something that's might be common for like people in the Norse realms, because it is pretty common knowledge that ravens are Odin's spies. Or at least Faye taught it to Atreus, so Atreus knows. And I think there are definitely more people who know about that.
I mean, we already saw in the Ragnarok trailer that Freya transformed into a raven.
Was it a raven or was it something else? But I think...
I thought it was a raven, but...
Might be.
You know it better than I do.
No, I have to be... I don't remember specifically whether that was a raven or a bird of prey, because in my head it was like it's something falcony, but then again a falcon is also an animal that was tied to Faye and not Freya, so... You may be right. I do very much remember that the new cinematic they showed, which also had Fenrir at the end, did have two ravens at the start of it.
Yeah.
Which many people are actually speculating are Hugin and Munin, which are specifically Odin's two ravens. And I struck a tree. Well, actually, I struck you.
You struck a tree!
I struck gold with a tree.
It's just the most epic thing I've seen.
And it like changes scenery like 4 or 5
It was a
times.
falcon?
So
okay,
good.
got it.
It was a falcon. Okay, yeah, so...
Apologies, I thought it was a raven.
Yeah, but there are definitely two ravens at the start of the cinematic trailer. That I do know for sure. But yeah, the whole thing about her calling the ravens something that is similar to what Faye called them, I think it might mean that the two are related. I think it also might just be a very common thing to say about ravens in the Norse realms. That is what I believe. And then I think finally people are talking about the fact that she knows a lot about the world and the story, which one of the only characters who fully knows the story of Kratos and Atreus would actually be Faye. But I think that on the other hand, like, it's a promotional video. Maybe we're reading too much into it.
Yeah.
Because, let's remember, Felicia Day currently, like, God bless her, she's doing very well for herself. All the big Netflix shows that are having, like, this Netflix geeked after talk where they talk about the show with the cast, those are all being hosted by her. She did it for The Witcher, she did it for the Umbrella Academy, she did it for Stranger Things. So, for Sony to hire her based on those merits, I think would make a lot of sense too. And then, like, sure, maybe she'll get like a guest role in the game because she does do voice acting.
Yeah.
But simply the fact that they hired her to tell that story might just have to do with the fact that she is a good storyteller and not necessarily because they want her to be Faye. But once again, I do think it's a possibility. I just don't think it's a possibility based on the evidence that we currently have, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I popped up her Insta for a bit because I thought maybe she posted like a
mocap suits
or something. But I mean, I'm always on the hunt, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know me, you know, I'm also always on the hunt. But when she posted it like on Instagram, she also said like, so excited to share Myths of Midgard, a storybook retelling of God of War performed by me in collaboration with Santa Monica and PlayStation. So it could just be that they asked her because she's great at telling stories. Like she's commonly known for fantasy stuff. So it could have. It's a great choice. But yeah, the thing still stands.
Yep. There you go. That's better. Now we can rest.
Oh,
Yeah. So
buddy.
to kind of close the case here, there might be a case to be made that she's going to play Faye, but not based on the evidence we have right now. It would be really cool. She was also really good in Supernatural. That's the part I haven't seen. Supernatural for me ends in season 5. I did look that up because I knew she was in there, but it's one of the seasons that I haven't seen.
From the guest role in Critical Role. That's the first time I saw her. Like that's way back, but that's how I was like, oh, she's really good.
So just quickly, Boris over Twitch chat. Yes, God of War Ragnarok will be the final God of War game in the Norse mythology, but that might of course mean that the series continues with either Kratos and Atreus, or Kratos or Atreus. Or maybe a new protagonist, who knows, traveling to another mythology, because the existence of the Egyptian pantheon, and I think there was one other pantheon that was confirmed in this game as well. So there's definitely more coming, I feel, but this is the end of the Norse trilogy, and this game's heavily hinting at the fact that it's also the end of Kratos' story. But
I mean, it would be odd if they moved through it after Ragnarok, but that's just because of what Ragnarok is.
yeah, I
But
mean,
I don't know if you agree with me on that one.
I think one of the theories is that Ragnarok already happened in like the first timeline. I think Cuba also made a video on it, like that there's multiple timelines, and the first one is where Ragnarok did indeed happen and ended the Norse mythology,
Yeah.
and then Faye brought in Kratos to make sure that things would turn out different, which doesn't mean that he's not going to die, but a Japanese pantheon, there you go. Also,
Okay.
Applerski, I don't think Felicia Day would fit as Faye, she's too funny. That's the wonderful thing about an actor or actress, they can kind of change their demeanor. So that's why, that was my first take as well. It's like, I do not see Felicia Day as a person who could depict Faye. And then I remembered that that's kind of the point of people being an actor, because Joaquin Phoenix, sorry, seems like a genuinely wonderful person, and he did such a great job as the Joker that I don't want to count out someone because they seem too nice or too funny, because that's the whole point of being an actor. It's like playing a role that's not you.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare it to the actor for Captain America and then what he plays in Knives Out. Knives Out, yeah. That's like, he could play such a charming villain character in Knives Out, and then you compare it to Marvel, and it's like, what? He can play that too?
Yeah, remember cute Henry Cavill geeking out over Warhammer minis? That's Geralt. I want you all to remember that.
Dang, I love that part.
As someone who used to play Warhammer in high school, I feel so validated by that. It's like Henry Cavill does it, and he's cool.
Ooh, I see Velociraptor member.
Hey, Anish, thank you so much. When do you think they'll reveal Ragnarok gameplay? Well, we were talking about it a bit early in the stream. I do think with them like ramping up the videos, because there have been some God of War 2018 related videos, I think it might be soon. It's based on nothing more than a feeling, but I do More Than a Feeling by Boston. Great song.
I was thinking about it.
That song is such a meme. I had to bring it up. But yeah, I do. It feels like something's getting closer, like some kind of announcement. Maybe not a gameplay reveal, but a new trailer or something.
I mean, they still haven't done a state of play kind of thing. Like, they had the reveal at state of play, but they didn't have a specific state of play. But so that's what I would love to see, and I hope we're gonna see it soon, like maybe October or something, like close to the release. Like, I would love to see something like that, because I was thinking, like, what are big events that they could still show something? And I think Gamescom is. I'm not sure about that one.
Gamescom is looking. I saw someone asking about it earlier in chat as well. Also, yeah, I do agree, Apple. Not every actor can pull it off. If it is Felicia Day, I hope she can pull it off. I think so. But yeah, Gamescom is looking packed. Gamescom is actually looking, dare I say it, more exciting than Summer of Games at this point.
Yeah, we're gonna live react to that on next Tuesday,
Yeah.
so hop in that stream if you would like that.
Pop
but
in that
yeah,
stream like I just popped that guy's neck. I mean, what?
yeah, indeed.
Don't do that,
Yeah,
that's
we're gonna live
dangerous.
react to that. 2 hours, guys. 2 hours. Do you think Gamescom is maybe 2
It
hours?
might be. I do think that if they want to do something God of War related, they want to give it the full spotlight because they've been staying out of the spotlight for so long. I mean, trying to.
Yeah, it's just that's what I also love a bit about this, that they don't show too much of their hand, if you know what I mean.
No, but I do
Like,
think with how soon it's coming out, like we practically don't know what the gameplay is going to look like, and I think a valid concern that a lot of people are having is that God of War Ragnarok is just going to be God of War 2018, but with more story.
it's
but that's
coming out on PS4 too, yeah.
It is coming out on PS4 for sure.
Yeah. So I get the concerns. Like it could be like that, but I think like if you play.
No,
it
I
on
mean
PS5,
not specifically graphically, but also like gameplay wise. And I do think that if you show some gameplay and show us some new options that we have, that might sort of alleviate some of those not troubles, but concerns. That's the word.
Yeah.
People are having. Speaking of the game releasing, by the way, I want to ask you guys in chat, what edition did you get? And if you haven't gotten an edition that, we're going to run through some of the pre-order editions really quickly, so you guys know what's in them if you still have to pre-order the game. So we have the regular edition, which has a nice looking armor for Kratos and a nice looking armor for Atreus. This is you get these two if you pre-order any edition of the game, even the base edition. Then you have the Digital Deluxe, which comes with more armors, of course with the previous ones as well. A handle for the blade and axe, a mini digital art book, an avatar set, a PlayStation 4 theme. Once again, bring back themes for PlayStation 5. I want more Persona 5 Royal in the main menu of my PlayStation. I miss it so much.
Me too.
I just miss booting up my PS4 and just having colors flying high and just playing on repeat. That was great. But maybe I'm just weird. And there's also the God of War digital soundtrack included in this. Then we have the collector's edition, which comes with, let me open the door by the way, a steelbook, 2 statues, a set of dwarven dice, a Mjolnir replica, and a nice box that is modeled after the Knowledge Keeper shrines, which we just opened a bit back. And of course all the content from the Digital Deluxe edition as well. By the way, those dice, they're a set of polyhedral dice.
Yeah.
If you get those dice and you haven't played D&D before, now you have no excuse anymore because you pretty much have everything you need. So if you get dice and you haven't played D&D before, make sure you use them because D&D is also great. Don't rob yourself.
It depends which class you're gonna take, but
if you pre-order God of War Collector's Edition, I'd say Barbarian. Just roll Barbarian.
Yeah, I mean,
Barbarians are fun.
they gave you everything to basically play.
You
Kratos
literally
in
have an
D&D.
ability that's called Rage. All it needs is Spartan in front of it and you're good to go.
I would like to rage.
Boy, I would like to rage.
Oh
And then-
man, I hope Kratos character one day in D&D. Anyway,
The final edition comes with all that plus a vinyl, which I don't think is the full soundtrack. I think it's just 2 tracks that are either made specifically for that or just the tracks on the vinyl.
I mean, when they showed the vinyl, I was actually surprised of how tiny it is.
Yeah.
Like I expected it to be like normal size, maybe a bit bigger. I thought you'd be bigger. But like I don't have a vinyl. Is it called a vinyl player? A vinyl? What's it called in English?
Sorry, just lost my voice.
Oh no!
1 sec.
Poor buddy. But to keep the conversation going, I was just like looking at like how tiny the vinyl is, but I think you can still use it on a player. Like that's definitely great. I also love the cover and that you see Angerboda and the tray is like in the middle of it. That's amazing.
There
I think we
go.
lost. Oh, okay.
No,
You're
I
back.
muted my mic.
Oh, okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, good.
I
Record
am,
player,
I am
thank
gonna
you.
grab some
Why
water though
didn't
real
I
quick.
think of this?
Can you keep
What's
Chad
that?
entertained for a bit? I'm gonna grab some water.
Yeah, go ahead.
I am, by the way, Chad, I'm sorry, I'm a bit sick today. That's why I muted my mic, because I don't want to bother you guys with me coughing. So I'm
Oh.
gonna take care of myself and gonna be back real quick. Just a sec.
Yeah. You guys can hang out with me for a bit. Unfortunately, I cannot play further with you. I'm currently watching it on SharePlay, SharePlay from the PlayStation. But you guys can go through it. Yeah, it's called the Record Player. Why didn't I think of that? Every time when I think of words in English, and I'm like, meh. Yeah, I see a lot of people. Oh, one of them has the Jotnar edition. Oh, Connor, that's very lucky. I got the collector's edition, could not get the one up. Yeah. I think Dennis also had trouble getting that one. I remember your sent us a link at the time that the pre-orders came out or arrived, and I saw the tears of sadness when Dennis thought he ordered the Jotnar edition, but instead it wasn't Game Mania, and he pre-ordered. They got too much pre-orders. I think that's what it's called. Hey, Dennis is back.
I'm back.
So you can.
I lived.
You can talk more about this. I was just talking about how you thought you ordered the Jotnar edition, but instead
No, but then I didn't. Yeah. So this store called Game Mania, Dutchies will know, and I think Belgian people also. They said that they had too many pre-orders and they had to cancel a couple. That was the story behind it. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically the story. So I was refreshing, like hitting F5 on that page for like half an hour straight. And then finally pre-orders came back up because the site just crashed. There were too many people on the site, so the site just crashed.
Yeah.
You've had to kill people before, haven't you?
And then I placed a pre-order
You're used to it.
for the Jotnar edition. And I was very happy with that. I think you remember because I texted you, or we were in Slack, and I was just like, I finally got it! I finally fucking did it!
Woo! And then you were like,
They're trying to
oh
survive
wait!
too.
And then I think like I got an email like 2 hours after
On our journey,
that said, oopsie daisy, we put too many pre-orders in for some reason, and unfortunately yours was one of them.
Your heart to their suffering. Do not allow yourself.
And I thought long and hard about whether or not to play the collector's edition or the IME content creator How Dare You card, but then I feel like that'd be a childish thing to do. Then again, most of those editions were probably bought by scalpers anyway, so I shouldn't feel too bad about it, but still.
Yeah, I already saw on eBay
Yeah.
they were selling those for like.
Just to get back to
double the
that,
price.
yeah, what I missed is the vinyl, which is indeed very small because I do think there's only like 2 tracks on it, so it only has an A and a B side.
Yeah.
The pins with a falcon, a bear, and a wolf, obviously representing Kratos, Faye, and Atreus.
Yeah.
The steelbook, the statues, the ring. It says the legendary Dropnir ring. I hope that is untrue because the Dropnir ring it multiplies every like 7 days. So you start out with 1 ring, but then in a week you'd have 2, and then in a week you'd have 4. So I hope that doesn't happen. There's a cloth mop in this one as well, and you get cooler dice. So if you get this edition, you definitely have to come play D&D.
You get dice that can ruin your wooden table.
I don't think they're metal though. I think they're just differently colored.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought they
don't
were
know.
actually from a different they were heavier, I think. That's what they said.
Okay, that might be. The other ones look wooden, so it might just be that they're actually made of wood and therefore really light, and these are just like either plastic.
Yeah, that was confirmed that they were wooden dice. Like in the collection edition. I think they said they were wooden, but I think that these are steel.
Cool.
I think
in that case, yes, put something on your table before you roll on it, because that will put dents in your table.
Can we play D&D with them? Oh, Dennis.
Yes, you can.
So cool.
You can. That is like the whole point of them. It's, you get all the dice you need for a nice round of D&D. We're gonna yeet the boy up, because this is where he needs to be.
The boy.
There we go. So I got 0. I got no pre-order edition. What edition
Wait,
did you
you
guys
got
manage to
nothing?
get? No.
I thought you were going. Oh, I thought you were going to get the collection edition then.
I was going to, and I thought, well, these aren't selling out that quickly, so I'll just do that after I'm done with work, because we also had to make the video on that same day.
Yeah.
And then I was done with work, and then I checked, and the collector's edition had sold out too.
Oh no! Oh, I had no idea.
It's fine.
Aw.
It's fine. I take solace in the fact that, and I hope I'm not jinxing it, I'll probably be one of the people who plays this game pretty early. That's what's most important to me. Like, sure, all the goodies are incredibly cool.
Yeah.
I'm mostly pissed about the dice. Mm-hmm. No, Dennis, you don't have to do that. Like, it's really kind of you to offer, but you don't have to do that.
Mother said Odin's disciples filled him with gifts.
You did manage to get both editions. That's really nice, though. Teach me
Oh,
your
wow.
secrets. I want to do that next time.
I mean,
next time I want to
time-
succeed.
Yeah,
is
but,
what
but
I
I
want.
think Yor texted us 7 a.m., 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
He texted us pretty early, which was for me already like, wait, how did he get it so early? They were starting at 10 a.m.
Because
and then
someone started earlier, right?
yeah, they pressed the button too early, and it was like, okay, like for the record, I'm happy with just
Still trying to rob
the
us?
game. Like I do love the dice. It's just nothing personal. I'm not that huge of a fan that I would like get the full Yonar edition. Like I would be happy with the game as well.
I'm
But
going in circles, by the way. Just hang in there.
just see, just seeing you guys sad. That I mean, except for Yor because he got it. But just seeing you sad was a little bit like, oh, I wish I could.
It was mostly the fact that I thought I had it. Like, I would have been okay
Yeah.
with it if it was just like, no. Because the one thing I will say is that, sure, I can be sad about this all I want, but the one thing that it mattered, which was with the PS5 pre-orders, I was on time, so we're good.
It was a bit that robots meme. Do you know that
think
one?
it's this way.
With I got you. You see, you were all excited, and then boom. That meme
This
is
is
so
a new
funny.
meme to me.
Oh, I'll send it to you after stream. It was a TikTok trend for a while.
Time to meet the Blue Smurf. I think we're not meeting the Blue Smurf in a little while.
All this time.
Oh, I love
Might
this
be.
view, by the way.
Fucking stave around.
The first time I saw this, I was like, oh, that's cool.
But-
I like
The
that.
stave's broken there.
See, did I miss anything in chat while I was trying to take care of myself? Once again, apologies, by the way. I don't know how I managed to do this. I never get sick, and then I take a 2-week holiday, and the first day I have to get back to work, I am immediately sick. I've been feeling
That.
like it's my voice, which is the worst thing can happen if you also need to like do stuff like this. But I've been like today's the first day I'm kind of feeling better, and I really wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Now.
So if I mute my mic and just start having another coughing attack again, don't worry about it. Joyce will take care of you. She is wonderful, so you can just talk to her.
Of course.
And I will just be drinking more water and hopefully not asphyxiating myself. But first time went pretty good.
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask Chad, like, do you have any questions for Dennis about God of War? Because he can talk, he can talk a lot about it, but let's not do that. Let's keep your voice a
I
bit...
mean, I can. No. I'm like
Yeah?
I've been doing all right for pretty much. How long have we streamed now? For pretty much an hour, and then suddenly it
Yeah.
was like, no,
Alright,
no
well,
more talking for you.
people in chat, if you have any questions God of War related, Dennis is your man. S. Sorry. See what I did there?
I think chat was ahead of you. I think already posted someone posted the Dennis the Menace.
Oh yeah, Ella did, and Ella did. I'll go through chat real quick.
Thank you.
I want that map to match my other one on the wall, Boot says.
Oh yeah, the 2018 collector's edition also had a map.
Yeah. Do you have that one?
No. No, I think when this game came out, I didn't even have a PS4 yet.
That was also the thing, Angry Kangaroo. I saw how much money the collector's edition and the Yonar edition was, and I was like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
are,
for what
they
you
are pretty
get,
expensive.
yeah, for what you get, it's definitely worth it.
I'm like, I never buy collector's editions, and the only two ones that matter to me came out in the same year. I got one of them. I got Elden Ring collector's edition.
Angry Kangaroo asks, what's your favorite moment in God of War, Dennis?
My favorite, I mean, the blades. Come on, but not because of using them, but because of the significance it has for the story. But I don't know. Do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to talk about it when we actually get to the blade, so we have the scene for reference?
But that's gonna take a while, right?
Oh yeah, that's gonna take a while.
Yeah. I
But
think Dennis needs a cup of meat.
actually, fun story. I have some meat at home. I'm currently at my parents' house, so I don't have it. But I do have meat on me. The only problem is that one is spiced with peppers. So I don't think it's gonna do
dang.
much for my throat.
I mean, we can totally talk about it, the thing with the Blades of Chaos.
Yeah.
but I don't know if we're gonna reach that in this stream.
No, I'll just talk about the short version of it. So what I think is really cool is that this whole journey is basically it's both the journey for Atreus and for Kratos. Atreus is learning about what he is, and it's kind of the Spider-Man journey. With great power comes great responsibility, because I mean he kind of doesn't really get the whole point of being a god at the beginning. He's kind of a bit too trigger happy, let's call it that. But for Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
Please continue.
He's power hungry. That's what I got from him. Like the first time that Atreus got to know, like, because we're talking about Atreus, right? Like the moment that Atreus was like, yeah, you're a god. He doesn't really know how to fit in that personality. Just from what he's heard what gods are, and that he suddenly think he's all powerful and that he can do everything. I was like, that's a mix of kids who think they got so much power and like what gods are.
It's
in
ironic
story,
because
right?
the thing that it is, there is a word for it. It's not power hungry is when you want more and more power, and that's not exactly. I do understand what you're saying, but I don't think power hungry is the right word. There is a word for that, which is hubris. Which in Dutch is overmoed. So you understand. No one in chat will have gotten that, but that's fine.
Only Timon would know.
Only Timon would know. But the thing is, hubris is actually a Greek word. It comes from Greek theater specifically, because a lot of Greek stories, if you think about them, Greek still very much had it's either a drama or a comedy. It can't be both. That wasn't defended until the MCU came along. No, I'm joking. But the thing is that hubris comes from a lot of Greek myths and retellings. So the fact that Atreus would suffer from something that is so intricately tied to like Greek mythology, which Kratos was obviously a big part of, I think is really funny.
A god complex.
Well, it's not a complex. He is a god. So, can we call it a god complex at that? I think that one's difficult. I understand what you're trying to say, but he is a god, so it's not a complex. He's literally a god. But it's just about what that means. Once again, circling back to the fact that, yes, you have power, and yes, that means you can do more than mortals can, but it doesn't mean you should. I think that's kind of Atreus' theme for the story.
Yeah.
Also, if we're gonna be, just for you guys, if we're gonna be intricately looking at stats and stuff like this, I can just do this. So we're not in the way, but this is literally just a tutorial, so I'm gonna click through it. But if we want to go in depth on the stats, I'll just remove our faces so you can look at the menu. An overgold complex. I like that one, Brock. We'll stick with that. It's called an overgold complex.
Hey, I know that one. Hey, Wesley, that's Brock. Hey, Wesley, how you doing?
Thank you for joining, Brock.
Thank
Wesley,
you for joining.
whatever you prefer to be be
He's a friend of me. We're playing GTA together a lot.
Nice. But then the thing with Kratos, because that's where the whole story was going.
Let's go.
The thing with Kratos is Kratos is starting to learn to live with his past, because ironically, he says to Boy at the beginning of the story, "Don't be sorry, be better."
Be better.
Which is very hypocritical coming from Kratos, because if there's anyone suffering from regret, well, maybe not regret, but he does feel a lot of shame and other negative emotions with what he's done, specifically towards Atreus. So he is not practicing what he's preaching. And then at the end, he is, because he has acknowledged his full story to Atreus, and then he still chooses to kill again because he believes it is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because he feels like he, of all people, should know what will happen if he stands aside and chooses to do nothing. Boy. Oh, that's so good.
Not dead, not dead.
I'm gonna be getting that a lot this playthrough. A lot of boys. That's actually one of the few upsides of me having a sore throat. Is that my voice can go lower. So like my boys are better. This is the best my boys are going to get, chat. It's not gonna get any better than this.
That reminds me of something. I saw something on Reddit, or someone speculating, like, is Kratos gonna call Atreus boy?
No, I think there was also in one of the books. It says, I think that is the one that you guys actually gave me. So maybe I can, once again, I don't have it on me. I should be at home. So
the myths and mythology thing?
Yeah, because that said at the end, Father doesn't call me boy as often anymore unless when I comment on the stew. I think that was the line.
So there's gonna be a scene in that game, in Ragnarok, where they're enjoying stew together, and that's the last boy we'll ever hear.
I think it's literally the first scene, because I think that's why Atreus is bringing in the deer. Like the first scene of the first trailer. So that might be what that's referencing. That would be really funny.
Oh, and that will be a meme, like, rest in peace, boy.
Here lies boy. We will forever remember him. But yeah, going back to the point of the blades and why it's so great. So you kind of have Kratos' starting point, saying, don't be sorry, be better, but then also being incredibly sorry about what he's done. And the turning point is when he gets the blades, because wielding the blades, he cannot hide his past from Atreus. And the blades to him are also a constant reminder of his past, and the fact that he still has them also kind of shows you that he never really was fully willing to let it go. And then that line, which it's just one of the best lines ever, where Athena says to him, "Pretend to be everything you are not."
Yeah.
And then ends with "Father, there is one undeniable fact that you cannot change. You will always be a monster."
Yeah.
And then Kratos saying, "I know, but I am your monster no longer." That is the turning point. That is him accepting who he is, which is just a killing machine. That is what he is. But he's realizing that this time he's doing it for the right reasons. He's doing it to save his son. He's doing it to save his son not only from the illness he's currently suffering, but also to try and teach him the restraint that Kratos didn't have that ended up killing his entire family. So that to me is literally the turning point. That is the middle of the story where Kratos is starting to accept and embrace what he was and realizing that he cannot live without it. Because let's be honest, and I think that's one of the beautiful things about this story. Sure, it's mythical and there's a lot going on that is like mythological and fantasy themed, like crazy stuff like this. Eat this guy off a cliff. Like, that wouldn't happen. But in essence, it is a very human story. It is very much about people trying to learn and live with their mistakes. And then you have like the beautiful dichotomy of Atreus learning what mistakes are because he's still very young, so he has to make some mistakes to learn from them. And Kratos having made, in his head, assumably, more mistakes than he could count, and just wanting to step away from it all, and then realizing that in order to be a good father to his son, the most important thing is showing him your weaknesses. Because I think that's, like, we see weakness as something bad, or making mistakes as something bad, but I think that especially if you want to teach someone not to make mistakes, it's important to show that you made mistakes. Because otherwise that might, you know, give the wrong idea that it's easy to not make mistakes, which is not.
As someone who's still struggling with that, I totally agree.
Yeah. Maybe replay God of War and learn from Kratos.
But that's maybe also why I liked God of War a lot, because despite everything, like you said, despite all the mythical stuff that's been happening, they still have this core part of the game that's focusing on the father and son relationship between Kratos and Atreus, which is really nice, and I think they did a pretty good job of balancing the whole mythical part with this core part. Like it's really well done.
It's kind of in that way similar to The Last of Us, because The Last of Us takes place during a zombie apocalypse, but the game is not about a zombie apocalypse. It's about Joel and Ellie.
It's like it's in the background. Like the mythical part of God of War is just the background.
Well, it's not just the set dressing, because obviously, especially for Atreus, it matters a lot for his story.
Yeah. Oh, I hated these enemies so much.
I hate them too.
Oh.
What do you guys like most, blades or axes? Axes, for sure.
I don't know. I like the blades too. Like I have a hard time picking between them.
Yeah, they're both really good, and I also think that the problem is they complement each other very well. So using them together is.
I think I use the blades more often, like at the time that you get them.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like just the whole swinging and then part, but I think with the aiming is better with the axe if you have to aim for puzzles or like.
Oh yeah, the yeet is definitely. I'm getting my ass handed to me. The yeet is definitely better.
Yeah, the yeet.
And that's probably why I like it more. let's be real honest here. We know that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Them raids from Witcher 3. Oh, for sure. For sure. I didn't think those were that bad, actually. The ones where you had to put down, like, the sign which would slow them and then you could hit them. I don't think those were that bad.
So where were we on the Blades of Chaos thing?
No, that's it. I think we've talked...
That's it,
because that was the short version and that was more than 10 minutes, so... Dennis, be honest, how hype were you when you knew you could do this stream? I mean, does it show?
He's
I mean,
here.
Your
Fighting.
was like, hey man, do you want an excuse to talk about your favorite game for 2 hours a week, every week, until the new one comes out? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then I sat in the corner and cried like an excited little child and just started screaming into my pillow for like 10 minutes, and then we all good. And that's how the stream started.
Oh, you didn't get a notification about this stream, Jonathan?
Notification?
Oh.
Oh boy. Is that a YouTube thing or did we mess something up?
No, a YouTube thing, I think. But
Okay.
it should be. I mean, I put the countdown, like, I turned it on quite well.
Well, we're gonna
Or quite early.
We're gonna be doing these weekly, so if you want to be here next week, it's
Yeah.
4 to 6 p.m. European time.
Suppose Revan and travel in power.
Hope to see you
Yes.
then. Same goes
Yeah,
for everyone
see-
else in
see
chat.
ya.
If you want more God of War, more God of War talk, more God of War gameplay,
Imagination.
we're gonna be doing these weekly. So, gonna
Better
listen.
boy.
If you want to hear us rant more about God of War, then you came to the right place. You came to the right neighborhood.
Look up there.
Also, I mentioned this at the start of the stream, and I think now is
Yes.
a good time because we still have some time left. One thing you want to do is discuss fan theories.
I guess we
So,
need to get back
what
up.
do you guys think
How?
that that's going to be in the game, either a story event or gameplay mechanic or whatever. So I'll kick it off because I think it's very unrealistic to expect that you all have your notes prepared for those right now. Oh, I forgot about this guy. Screw you! Get the hell out of here! I'm just trying to talk to chat, my man. Yeet!
Yeet on the floor!
That never gets old. It literally never gets old. I've been doing it for so long and it still feels great. But yeah, so for next time, you can either leave your theories in the comments under the vault on this video, or you can email them to input@JorRaptor, and we'll pick some out and discuss them on stream. So I did talk about this with you as well. So if you gotten anything beside the Mjolnir, because that's kind of accidentally already been discussed at the start of the
Yeah.
stream. Do you have other theories you want to talk about, Joyce, or are you gonna wait a little bit and see if inspiration hits you as we're playing the game more?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because I've been thinking about it and I didn't have anything that I would stick with, if you know what I mean. But what is yours? I would love to hear yours.
I see a very interesting one from Ben. Dennis will be playing Odin, biggest secret he's ever had to keep. That would explain why I have a sore throat, but no, they did already confirm the voice actor for Odin, and it wasn't me, unfortunately.
I think I see. It's a common actor.
I did
I-
I did email Corey, but he didn't email me back, so.
He's still like, what is this game again?
Yeah.
Oh, that game.
Yeah, he's like he just texted back, I haven't heard of it. So I think that's the line, right? No,
Yeah.
my theory is that if you remember, once you go to Helheim and you go defeat the Bridge Troll, also Bridge Troll always makes me think of Monty Python, so unintentionally that character is very funny to me. If you know, you know.
Yes, I do.
But I think, oh yeah, of course you know now. That's great.
Yeah, you bugged me for that's.
I know I did, but I do that with that movie because it's like the best comedy movie ever made. Monty Python and Holy Grail, everyone. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. But if you defeat the Bridge Troll, you will see that at one point Kratos sees an image of Zeus in Helheim. And I have a feeling that that isn't the last we're going to see of Zeus. I think that either Kratos ends up in Helheim or there's something else that's going to happen. But I don't think they're just going to drop that there and leave
We
it.
encounter men, you will stay out.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of, or heard a lot of him. Like, Mimir didn't have any stories on him yet.
I mean, I think it's that Kratos just doesn't want to talk about it, because Mimir does mention, I didn't know I was hanging from the hip of the bloody ghost of Sparta. So that means he does know who Kratos is. But judging from, well, Kratos in first place just isn't very willing to talk about anything. But especially his past, which Mimir would have known then that it's not a fun past to talk about. I think he just doesn't ask, but I do feel like Mimir knows some things. Maybe not everything. Oi! I woke that.
Oi,
Sorry, Billy Butcher just came out, I don't know why.
what is your name? What is your quest?
Oi! Stevie fucking Wonder, you're doing me head in. Anyway. Oh, I didn't mean to hit the boy. I'm sorry, boy. I'm giving you the wrong example.
Oh boy.
I was just very mad because I knew this was gonna show up. Where are you?
Oh, the witches are back.
She's a witch, made me burn her. Hey, buddy. How are you doing? Let's just punch him. Why not? Playing this game and playing Forgotten Saga makes me confused about Baldur. Interesting to see different interpretations. One of the things that I really like is that Sony Santa Monica has always been really upfront about them, like, making their own interpretation of the story. So, bye. That was great. I couldn't have gone any
I
better
missed
even
it.
if I
Oh,
tried.
it's fine.
I just yeeted him off the edge and into a wall, and he fell down looking like a sad boy.
Ooh, I see an interesting theory here from Geyser Omega, Fairy Dutch. Kratos will get another Greek weapon from his past and Atreus will be able to use it.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but which one then? Gungnir?
I don't know, from Greek mythology. Gungnir is
Oh,
from
Greek mythology.
yeah, because that's the thing that makes me doubt it. Like, the reason that the blades are there is very clear, but I don't see, unless we're going back to Greece, which would be wild.
That would be wild and very far away.
Yeah. But that's like, then they'd have to kind of also like state how Kratos got the Midgard in the first place, because if I'm not mistaken, if the end of God of War 3 still stands, there isn't really much left in Greece. That's kind of what's prophesized to happen in Ragnarok. That's kind of what happened to Greece after Kratos killed everyone. Which is also maybe why Faye pulled him in to help out with Ragnarok, because, you know, he's kind of an expert on the matter of ending entire civilizations by killing all the gods.
Yeah. I mean, you played the previous games before.
No,
Like,
I've played bits of them. I haven't played them fully, which is something I'm still hoping to get around to before Ragnarok releases, but I don't think I'll be able to do. See a lot of people talking about the Blade of Olympus. I think there's also a mod like on PC where you can play with it, but once again, how is he? Are we going back to the house and reveal that there's like, oh, there's another package under the floor?
Yeah, there was a hidden compartment under the hidden compartment.
There's a secret floor inside the secret floor, and it's hiding another sword. Like, sure, maybe it doesn't happen in that way.
No.
I don't want to discredit or make fun of other people's theories. Let's be very clear on that matter. But I don't see a way that would happen. Like, once again, the Blades of Chaos made sense
Think it's safe in there?
of them being there. And I feel like, one, it would lose its power if they did it again in the sequel. And two, I don't see how we would get it back unless we're going back to Greece, which that would be really cool. If that's what happens, I am down.
They're untouched. Look.
But yeah. Also, Dennis saying, I think all Valkyries will play a part in the war since there are 7 flying creatures in the Colossus. For the collector's edition, they're flying towards Asgard and the dragons. So yeah, I think both John Ford, also another great God of War YouTuber, and Captain Cuba made videos on both the Valkyries and the dragons returning. And yeah, I definitely feel like, I think we even mentioned in the video, as you're saying as well, that there's like or Ben saying, like an endgame type moment where it's like, this is all the allies we've gathered. Which at this point, unintentionally, are getting more and more. And I also think that's really cool, because that's not something Kratos has had the pleasure of having before.
Allies, I work alone.
Oi! I'm just gonna grab some more water before my voice gives out real quick. I'll be back in a second. Sorry, chat!
Alright. Oh, Ben, you have to go. No worries. Thank you for hanging out. God of War first weapon you get outside the Blades of Chaos. Yeah. The Blade of Artemis. I mean, that could be a thing. I mean, there's gotta be so many different options that you can pick from. But obviously, it shouldn't be too much, I think. Play Valhalla. Well, not right now. We're focusing on God of War. I would love to see the Gauntlet of Zeus return. I mean, we just mentioned Zeus, so it might... You know, we're just speculating here, but... Obviously, what I think is... It could be really fun if we switch to Atreus at one moment. Like we don't only have Kratos to our arsenal that we play with, but also Atreus.
That would be cool.
Or maybe we...
A lot of people are speculating about Atreus becoming a playable character, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to just use my bow, use the bow, Atreus' bow, and then instead of very melee focused, going for the ranged options. Or he would indeed wield Mjolnir, and he would try and use melee. But is he worth it though? Is he worthy?
Worth it is the shampoo.
Is it? What?
It's Andrelon is what it's called.
I just
because
my hair.
because I'm worth it.
Because it's worth it.
Because, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let's not. No product placement here. No.
You use Head and Shoulders, boy. I told you not to. Anyway.
Yeah.
This stream is not sponsored, by the way.
No. Also, for you, just, you were gone for a minute, but, Angry Kangaroo is mentioning the Gauntlet of Zeus. Do you know anything about that?
It was from Chains of Olympus. No, I have not played Chains of Olympus. What does the Gauntlet do? Because it sounds cool.
I have no idea.
I mean, I assume it's something thunder related.
Ooh, Silex says, I expect some kind of new bow to get for Atreus, something from a hunting god of some kind. You mean Artemis?
I mean, what is the Norse equivalent of Artemis? Skadi? I think Skadi, right?
Skadi. Could be?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, thanks for the compliment, Neil. We should do more streams.
We are going to be doing more streams. We're going to be doing this every week. Also, I'm already like panicking because I had to pause the stream twice and we want to finish the game before Ragnarok comes out. It's like, am I losing too much time already?
Well, we'll figure it out. No worries.
Yeah, I kind of have to. Sorry, chat. We really wanted to do this today, but today is not the best day for me. Next week will be better. Oh wow, Irish Fighter. That is really, really impressive. What do you think about the accessibility features they're adding for Ragnarok?
We must find a way.
I would
Do you
like to
feel
know
like
that
that's
too.
going to make the experience better for you? Because I do think it's like, and I am really happy to see that, but it's like a trend that accessibility issues are becoming more and more important for games. At least Sony first-party titles.
Okay.
I mean, I loved how they do it. They did also for Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
They had lots of accessibility options.
Mm-hmm.
The Gauntlet of Zeus was used to destroy obstacles for Kratos. Keenan says.
Interesting. I mean, Mjolnir could fulfill a similar function, where it's like you yeet it, but this time you're able to break through rocks or something. That would be cool.
Didn't Kratos lose something at the end of the game?
What do you mean lose something?
Like,
Atreus, the chain.
he had something
Right.
to use, and then you said that it's broken now, we can use it. Or was that what was
Oh, the
that,
Bifrost Crystal. No, we lost that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you
But then again,
Okay,
I
that-
thought we lost it, and then I saw a recent video by Cuba who did spot it, but only in one of the prior shots. But that's just for realm travel.
And we will go home, boy.
What?
To give up.
There is an
He
interesting
lost
thing
on it.
going... Yeah, but there is an interesting thing going on there, actually, because... and we discussed this in, like, I think the first trailer analysis that we did. All the weapons do seem to be back to, like, their original level of upgrades, which I'm curious to see if that will be explained in the story, or if it's just, like, it's a video game, just deal with it. Because, honestly, I am perfectly fine with that. If they just let us re-upgrade our gear with no explanation at the start of the game. I do think at some points that because it's a video game is a perfectly valid excuse.
Listen to me.
Because it is a video game,
To
at
be
the end of the day.
effective in combat, a warrior must not feel for his
Norse
enemy.
god of
Uller.
archery is...
The road ahead
Oh,
is
that...
Oh, the prior worst set in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but now they buffed ability damage, so it's kind of good again?
Oh, that's right, because it's called Uller's Hunter Gear.
But I do... Like, Skadi has something to do with hunt as well, right? Uller is, I think, specifically archery, and I think Skadi was hunting? There is something with Skadi, I know that for sure.
But
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
To the person saying we're getting to the blue Smurf, we made it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're already here. Oh,
Brock
and
is
we've
such a
only
cool
played for 1.5
character.
hours. Yeah, I love Brock and Sindri both. How about fucking gratitude?
Can't get
Hello.
this slow-eyed cocklump to
He's
cross
now
the
Atreus is now taller than him.
Already.
In, Ragnarok, yeah.
Already.
There's what now?
Blue Smurf. No, but if it's actually Uller, that will be hella funny for Jordan to pronounce every video. Oh no, that will be hella funny.
Oh, it was you, Sansa. Well, there we go. You were right. We did make it here, in fact. Yeet. We're going quicker than I thought we were. Which is good. This gives me hope we can do it.
He did the X.
Lawrence asking, how do you think Kratos and Atreus would work in multiverses? Man, I don't know. Multiverses are confusing as heck.
Does she have a name?
So that depends on how Sony Santa Monica sets up how the multiverse works, if there is a multiverse, because that's kind of... There is no set rule on how to do time travel or multiverse or whatever. Uller, Norse god of hunting, mountains, archery, and skiing. I thought that... hold up a minute. Now, because now I want to look something up.
It was me what
Isn't
made
that the
it.
text that they wrote for
Me and my
Valhalla?
brother was one of our best. So
I
don't let
kind of
nobody else go
remember
work on it
something
except
like
for us
this.
two.
Maybe I looked it up once.
You gotta
Why is,
handle
you
her
know, I'll
special,
just look it up here.
or she'll wreck
My
beyond
phone is
fixing.
being an insufferable piece of work
I
today.
get
I
an
don't know
answer for
why.
you right now if
Why?
it
Is
so
it heating
pleases
up?
you,
No, it's like I
son of a
can look up one page
bitch. So what say
on
you?
the internet, then it won't let me go to the next one for some
Do
reason.
not believe you.
That's strange.
Come, boy.
Yeah, so
There's a rune
it says
in the shape
Skadi
of a
is a
fork
Norse,
under the
is a
grip.
Jotun and goddess associated with bow hunting, skiing, winter, and mountains. So that's pretty much the same things Uller was associated with then, except Skadi is a Jotun.
That was our brand, my brother. and
Which I think would make it actually more likely that Skadi is going to give her bow to Atreus than
Look, you
Uller,
wanna
because
sit
as
up
far as I
for
know,
it or
Uller
not?
is not a Jotun. Or I'm missing something and they're both Jotun and they fulfill the exact same function.
How would that happen though? Like I imagine Atreus maybe be on his own.
In
one
Jotunheim.
time. Yeah.
That would be really
Oh,
cool.
my dumb brother.
Like,
Would the roles be reversed this time? Instead of Atreus getting sick, Kratos
What's
gets
it gonna
sick.
be
And it
this
will be
time?
like
I think the only thing that's the only sickness that's stopping Kratos is death, and you might be thinking, but that's death. That's not a sickness, but to Kratos it is.
I mean,
He's died
there
so
was
many
one
times.
moment. There was one moment in this game where he wanted to talk with, or he could talk with Frey, right? Like there was
With
this,
Thane. Yeah. When he went into the light in Alfheim, where
and then he got out, and Atreus was like, "You were gone for so long," and and then that actually shocked me. Like that was something that I was like, "Oh, this is D&D style chaos," you know. But just because he was in a different,
I did
what
I
was-
did that once as a meme. That was where my character just came back from a dungeon and the guy sitting at the entrance was like, "It's 60 years!" And they were like completely panicking, and then 5 minutes later they
Something
figured
like
out I was
that.
just joking.
no, my
But
point
Atreus
is maybe
wasn't joking.
No, but maybe something like that happens. Like he's like, "Oh, I have to," because we were talking about time travel. I was like, maybe he needs to go somewhere, and then Atreus is like, "Well, what about me?" You know, it could. I'm just speculating here. Take this with a grain of salt, but
What I think that if Atreus is a playable character is that like somewhere at the midpoint of the game Kratos gets killed and Atreus will have to first he will try to get him out of hell, and then either that is possible or that works, or it is not possible, and that's when time travel shenanigans starts kicking in.
no, we're not gonna get Last of Us Part 2 all over again.
I mean, never say never. And I also I still think that game gets too much shit for what it is.
Oh, Skadi is already dead in God of War lore. Mimir said it. Captain Spaulding said.
Oh, well then, well I mean, then they can find her bow, because that still doesn't rule out that theory. Actually,
Yeah, maybe.
and also with time travel, who's really dead anyway, right? It could
Stop.
still happen.
There could still be a clone
But
somewhere.
but that's what I don't like about time travel, because it starts to make you wonder. All right, if this is possible, then isn't everything you already did pointless? Like I know Jor really likes the sort of time loop movie structure things. The time loops I'm kind of okay with, because it's kind of what's the word? Self-contained. Time travel I don't like very much, and I do think that it's going to be in the game, so I hope they don't mess it up. But then again, it's only Santa Monica. I trust them.
Don't think they will mess it up.
It was nice meeting
Oh
you.
yeah, I don't know. A lot of people thought that about Naughty Dog too, and then a lot of people ended up disagreeing with that after.
Yeah, but
Once again,
that's a sore subject.
if you like The Last of Us 2, that's fine. If you didn't like The Last of Us 2, that's also fine. Just don't take enjoyment away from people who do find enjoyment in it. Like, that goes for anything.
Everything
Yeah.
else you fight.
If you
I had
didn't
to
enjoy
put-
something and someone else does enjoy it, that's a lot of... I hope the conversation isn't confusing, because we're practically saying your name like 5 times in a row, Joyce. But if you enjoy something that someone else doesn't enjoy, that's good. If you don't enjoy something and someone else enjoys, just leave them be. Let them have fun.
Exactly. So where are we? I'm trying to figure out where we are again.
In the game,
Yeah.
we are about to... What's the thing that happens after this? I feel like we're pretty close to meeting Freya for the first time. Because that's where the game kind of opens up, right? That's where you get the boats, where you get to go out on the lake for the first time, you get to meet our boy Jormungandr, which I'm very excited about. Come on, buddy. Let me punch you.
Punch him in the face.
Time travel isn't Kratos' first time. No. I do know. I think you or someone already mentioned the fact that he traveled back in time in 2.
Yeah.
So, like, time travel is definitely not out of the
What the
picture.
hell?
What's happening? Achilles' whole
What?
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about this?
Is that correct? If it is correct, thank you so much. But I am just confused at this point.
Wow.
YouTube, are you sure?
Is this the right like? Wow.
I just want to verify if this is okay, because that's a lot of money to just be throwing away at two
Yeah,
people
yeah,
streaming that.
I mean, thank you.
Thank you.
If it's true, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Or is it? I do remember there being. Is this the? There is a way to fake these, I think, but I don't want to be. I don't want to be that cynical, but it's the internet. I'm sorry.
I mean, if you're suddenly text us like what happened,
Yeah.
then we know.
No, we gotta
Despite
have.
this, if it's true, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you so much.
appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you.
And if it's not Achilles' hoplite, I do hope you did enjoy the stream. That's the most important part.
Could we get a confirmation? In chat,
Like
yes, it's
completely
me.
silent. Yeah, but let's not spend too much time on it as well.
Hey, Ali. Good to see you in Twitch
Boy,
chat.
want to get the hell out. There we go.
How you doing?
There's a puzzle here, so I'm gonna stay here for the puzzle.
That could be valuable.
Oh, you still have to do a puzzle.
There we go. Also, Ramon saying, I wish this game was more free roam heavy, but it's not mostly a story-based game. I hate it. You hate story-based games? Oh boy. I'm not sure if we can be friends. I love story-based games.
Trust I will not.
No, jokes aside, I think Ragnarok will be better then, because at the very least we know that in Ragnarok we'll be able to visit all the 9 realms.
Yeah. According to the map.
No, I think they said it. They said it in the what's it called? The first blog post that was released. They said that all 9 realms would be available to travel to. So we do know that. Oh god, where was the last one again? I keep forgetting.
No, Ramon, I mean, we don't know on the with people on the internet. We never know. We try to be safe, so that's why we had like a safe reaction. We do want to believe it, so you know, if it's true, then it's true.
Yeah, thank you.
Again,
Yeah, what the hell?
when you get 5 messages at the same time about a massive donation, then. But yeah, so I think it's legit. So dang.
That is sick, my dude. Thank you so much.
That is really sick. Thank you.
I'm such a dummy brain. Where is the last one? I should remember this. This isn't that hard.
You played this game so much.
I know, which is why I feel like it's silly. Is it down? Because this was only... Oh, it's... Oh, there we go. Okay, I wasn't being that silly. There
You got
we
it,
go.
you got it, you got it.
Buy me a PS5, bro. Where?
I did read somewhere that the stock is actually going to be better.
I mean, I
PS5
hope,
stock.
because at this point it's absolutely terrible.
Maybe we are on a stream right now, but
Oh, it is actually show up on the live chat. Oh, man. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
The Horn of Blood meat! Which is great, because that means we can get even angrier. I was gonna sneeze, but I
Dang.
wasn't. We're back.
This way.
Okay, now I'm really feeling it. Like, that's a massive
Yeah,
donation.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god. If you have a question or like a fan theory you want to share with us, or you want to highlight it, please tell us.
We will
That's
make
nice.
time for that.
Yes. Also for the other people, like if you
Yeah,
have
just-
any questions
just
about God
ask
of
your
War, just
questions.
throw it in. Yes.
More than happy to talk about this game. Otherwise, we'll just go back about ranting about the Blades of Chaos scene again.
Wish Mom was here to
The
see.
Blades of Chaos.
Or everything else.
Yeah, I'm also trying to. I'm keeping
Yeah.
my eye on Twitter, but nothing happens.
Still have 2 puzzles to do before you meant Freya. Yeah. So we're close.
Puzzle.
We might make it today, actually. It's actually for the,
Yeah?
the first stream to end up at Freya's house. I feel pretty happy about that. That's making
How
good
many-
progress.
How many hours would we be in then? Yeah, 2. So.
Yeah. Because we kind of fine calculated it. That it would work out exactly, that we would be done before release, but that's without side content. We do want to try to get into some side content. I want to fight the Valkyries on stream, man. Come on.
Hey, look at that. What is it?
Boy.
Boy.
Look, there are runes written along the side.
Oh, read the thing, boy.
They are
Read the thing
two,
for us.
as I alone can never be.
A riddle.
Maybe there's a clue around here.
There is. It's called pressing a button. Well, turning a lever. Lever or lever, chat? Lever or lever?
Pull the lever. Oh wait.
Or the lever, Kronk.
Okay. I love.
I mean,
Hey, Sean. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
oh, this is lovely about chat. Don't
Yeah.
worry. You
Because of Ramon.
can- like, don't worry. We're full-time employees. We're being taken care of.
I think that part's right.
Don't worry.
The other one's upside down. God damn it. Where's the... There we go. Ba-ba-ba-da. And now it's good. This one was family,
I
I
see
think.
runes.
I realized how stupid it was asking you if it was lever or lever. Because you'd have to spell it out phonetically.
Lever.
Oh, that's
Those runes
Dutch.
say.
That's also something completely
It
different.
says family.
Okay, I think we can answer this question
It's
from
the
Master
answer.
Marcus. What do you
What
apart from
I
God of
want
War
to never
Ragnarok? What other games are you excited to
Right?
play coming
These
up?
are nice.
Also,
Minus
did,
Hogwarts Legacy.
did someone say family? Yes, I did, but I wasn't making a Fast and Furious reference. Well, that's a good question. Because apart from God of War, I mean, God of War Ragnarok is definitely the biggest one on my radar right now. Hogwarts for sure, Gotham Knights also. And I'm still really eagerly awaiting the full release for Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh right.
Just
Did
that's
they-
coming somewhere in 2023, they said.
Oh okay. I mean, I haven't seen the last
It is
stream yet.
behind us now.
They introduced Bard as a class, so
Yay.
that should be fun.
Can we finally do the whole movie, the D&D movie that they that trailer was?
Thank you so much for the kind words in chat, by the way. Nice to hear that people are enjoying the streams. I certainly am.
Thank
I
you.
hope you are too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just hang out
you're
with us.
used to me ranting about God of War, so I don't have to feel worried about that. But
No, don't worry. It's fine.
These
No. We
there
have
it
been,
is.
how long have we been friends
Sure.
/ colleagues for
I'll
now?
find it.
kids, no.
A long time.
It is
4
important for a
years.
warrior to
4
keep his
years.
skills sharp.
Yeah, because I started working for the channel when Odyssey came out, so that's end of 2018. So let's say 4 years in October. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. I want to punch him.
Can't really see you both. Make your screen larger.
Even larger. I feel like it's already pretty big. I want you guys to see the game as well.
Oh no, Ben says you missed a bird.
Yeah, I know I missed a bird. I don't care about the birds. I ain't afraid of Odin. I think I missed more than one. I haven't been paying attention to the birds at all.
I think the game that I look most forward to this
Yeah, I was gonna
year
say, what are you
is
looking
Saints
forward
Row.
Nice. That's a
Man.
great then.
Saints Row, it has a really nice spot.
Cool. I need to watch my
Fight
health. Whoops.
Oh my, yeah, holy moly. Oh god, you're
no.
poisoned as well.
We don't care about that.
You are poisoned.
Do I look like I give a damn? I'm gonna punch you.
And I was gonna say Hogwarts Legacy as well, but yeah, that one got delayed.
Well, I mean, you can still look forward to it even if it's delayed. It wasn't specifically this year, I think.
I am so looking forward to it. Just because they posted the, I think it was yesterday, they posted another one of those ASMR 4K screens where they, or videos where they go through the area, through one of the areas of the game, and it was very summary, outside style, and I love those types of videos. So I'm like, they really know their audience. So already showing up so much of this makes me really excited for the game, and give them more time to work on it. Definitely.
People, what about Forspoken? I don't know, Forspoken hasn't really grabbed me yet, but you did remind me of another game that I'm very hyped for, Final Fantasy 16, because anything Yoshi P touches will be gold. Take my word for it. That man is a legend.
Ah, it's coming out next year, right?
Yes,
Next year,
summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rebirth in winter.
Yeah.
I also see a lot of people talking about Callisto Protocol, which, yeah, I'm definitely hyped for as well, but that's... I've been trying to get into more horror games. I've been trying to play Resident Evil in my time off.
Really?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
one?
Yeah. I've been trying both 8 and 2, the remake.
Okay.
So definitely.
Which one do you prefer right now?
Both are really good, actually. I'm having fun with both. I think 8 to me is a lot of fun because it's not really that much of a horror game. It's very campy. In a good way.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice to... As someone who is not accustomed to horror games and doesn't necessarily like to be scared that much, it is kind of a nice dipping your toes in the kiddie pool feel. Because it doesn't go that hard right at the beginning, if that makes sense. Whereas RE2, as soon as the big walking dude Mr. X starts coming in, that's when you know you're gonna be terrified. But yeah, Callisto Protocol is kind of like, I want it to be good because I did really enjoy Dead Space, but I think it looks terrifying. I think it might be a bit too much. So maybe build up my my resistance to spooky stuff a bit first by playing more RE and then jumping into that because it does look like a really cool game. We got more help, by the way, which is great.
Yeah. Good job on still finding all those eaten apples.
Chat's still angry that I missed the bird, so let's not talk about that.
You don't want to talk about it? No.
I mean, they can talk about it all they want. I didn't see them. There are no birds. I didn't miss anything. Zelda possibly next year too. Yeah. I think... Was that planned for... winter 2022 as well? What was it? I don't remember.
It got delayed again, but that was a...
Yeah, I don't remember to what it was delayed.
And I think I spoke with Risa about this one, about Zelda, and then she was like, "Oh, I expected this already."
Boy, I hear your animal.
She thought she would actually be surprised if it didn't get delayed.
Plague Tale Requiem looks good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's gone gold. I saw Dennis,
Dennis
posting it on
posted
Twitch.
in chat.
So yeah, I really want to play the first one. I got it installed on my PS5.
Nice. Yeah, remake part 2 is gonna be great too.
Whose hide is thick.
It is thick, boy. Like your mother.
I mean, technically, in this game, we're already playing as Atreus in these parts. So we already got like a sort of...
Yes, no, maybe. I see it as Kratos guiding him.
Yeah, okay, that's
But then again, no, I think actually the final shot he takes by himself. Let's see if the The QTE pops up there as well. You may be right. I actually don't
Ben.
remember.
How dare you?
There are no birds in Ba Sing Se, only cabbages.
More of those people?
My cabbages!
Yeah, sorry for not watching that for so long, buddy. I know what I missed now. It's great.
Some of the bodies are
Never
those
too late to
dead
watch
things.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, I do agree with Senso. Hogwarts and Forspoken are gonna be really close to each other. Release.
All
So-
the things are going to be really close to each other. Because
Yeah,
Hogwarts
it's
is
gonna be-
February, right? And then we have RE4 at the end of March. Everything else that was delayed. Because do we know when Marvel's Midnight Suns is coming out now? No, right? It was just delayed.
No,
We
they
don't have a
delayed
release
it
date
and
for
they
it yet.
didn't. No, maybe we'll hear more about it in Gamescom because they're gonna be at Gamescom. But or no, yes,
They are going to be
Yes.
Gamescom, I think.
yeah, and they're also gonna be at D23. They're gonna be at the Marvel and Disney game showcase, which I never thought I would say.
No, I'm actually low-key kind of hyped for that. I think there could be some really
Yeah.
cool stuff. Also, I'm going to remove our stupid face cams because there's something I forgot.
What did you forget?
I can buy skills, and I really should.
Oh,
So we're gonna get, oh, where is it? We're gonna get the melee combos. We're gonna get the cleave because the cleave is really good. I want to get the 4-hit combo as well because the 4-hit combo is really good. You have more XP for more stuff. We do. That one's necessarily. I want to save up for this. I like the frost build up, so that's just when we're gonna be building up for. And we're back. Bam.
hello, we're
God,
back.
I feel like a professional. I don't.
Take care of yourself.
I have watched Legend of Korra, Ben. Immediately after watching Last Airbender, because I was like, wow, I need more of this stuff.
Are y'all going to live stream the Disney showcase? Yes, that
Yeah.
is on the that is the plan.
Heck yeah. Game?
It's the day before the Ubisoft Forward, so
Yeah.
it's actually great. Like, or we're streaming the day before, like, I think it's September 9th.
Okay, let's see if
Disney-
you're right, by the way. Sorry for the interruption.
No, yeah.
'Cause this
I
is just
totally.
a tray shooting. Do we get to...
Steady hand.
No, there is no quick time event. So it was actually Kratos guiding him in the previous ones, I think. Yep.
Yes!
So no, we haven't played as a Trace yet. I'm sorry.
Oh, now we're meeting Freya because I remember. this.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
first we need to run and yell boy.
So yeah, we're definitely gonna live stream it.
Yeah. And obviously the Ubisoft
Forward event.
after that. And Gamescom in a few days as well.
I am so excited for Gamescom because it's just because you were already saying like it's packed and Jeff is teasing so many stuff.
Yeah.
Already. So
I think Callisto Protocol already got confirmed because a lot of
Yes.
people in chat are excited for that. Go watch Gamescom. And if you want to watch it with us, then it'd be our pleasure. But
yes.
there should be more spooky space stuff up there.
Do we know when the next PlayStation showcase is? No. We haven't heard anything about that. There were some
Obviously.
rumors, I think, that there was something coming this month.
Yeah, but at this point there is always rumors that a state of play is coming. So,
Yeah.
boy,
Boy.
never fully recovered from seeing Mr. X. No, that's why I quit playing after I met him.
We didn't know he belonged to anyone.
He doesn't. He's my friend.
The boy was following my command.
Then help fix this. Hold here, please. Hold, I said. He's losing blood. The last of his kind in all the realm. And you shoot him.
Ironically,
You needed food?
let me think if that's true. Is this the only act of non-violence
Keep that
Kratos
pressure on. The blame is mine. Should've kept it
performs
to
towards another being apart from
I will
Atreus
not
in the
let
entire
him.
game? Because I think it might
The
be.
arrow cut a
I
tight
think
way
it might be
inside.
either.
Yeah.
Find
Also,
bones and hold
didn't
them tightly.
we talk about Freya's sword or dagger before
Start with the
as a
left
potential
side.
weapon?
Yeah,
Grab
we
it
did.
And hold.
Yeah.
I cocked up because I thought the sword
Now the
she
right
had in the
side.
trailer was a different sword than the
Good.
one she has
Now
on her
pull them
back,
together. Line them up.
but
And
it's not.
oh,
It's not. There were a lot of comments on the video talking about that as well, but I thought like well, it's not a crossblade because there is no crossblade, but the place where the crossblade is supposed to go.
Can't finish the healing.
I thought it was different, but it's just the fact that part of it is in the sheath, so you can't see it. But there is one interesting fact. Yeah, there is one interesting fact about Freya that I did actually research, but we didn't end up putting it in the video.
Good.
So
You seem
a lot
stable
of
and calm for
people
now.
seem to think that I think we might actually get to see that right now, or as soon as we enter the house.
This way.
but seem to think that she already has her wings back in the trailer for Ragnarok because she's flying as a bird. But first, sorry, to comment on your theory, yes, we did talk about it in a video about Freya's sword being a potential weapon. I do remember also a comment under one of the first videos about someone having a theory that both the sword and Mjolnir would be for Atreus, because the sword is probably tied to light magic, so Alfheim magic. And then the hammer to thunder, which is the two elements that Atreus can already like do. So then you have the sword and the axe for Kratos, and then Freya's sword and Mjolnir for Atreus, which will also make sense. But anyway, that's also just like a theory.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about Freya is, I think it's either what she's wearing right now or it's hanging in her hut. There is a cloak that sort of looks like a set of wings. Freya obviously was the queen of the Valkyries before Sigrun, was it? Also, hi Charlie. I still love the fact that they called him Charlie, but not really. But I call him Charlie. But yeah, she was the queen of the Valkyries, and then Odin ripped off her wings and hid them somewhere. But people think that she has them hanging inside of her own house. And
Why do people think that?
no, I can show you in a bit, I hope.
It won't hurt anyone.
But what that actually is, because there is some sort of cloak-looking thing that's sort of wing-shaped in her home. And people think that Odin, like, either hid it there and made it invisible to her, which is like the ultimate form of torture, which is very much something Odin would do. Like, literally hide it in your own house without you knowing it. Because that is the kind of, pardon my French, but ass that he is.
Keep him still.
But from what I found, there is also an artifact in Norse mythology that I think Freya possessed as well, called a Cloak of Feathers.
Yeah.
Which is a cloak that allows you to turn into flying animals specifically. And we see her wearing that cloak while turning into the falcon. So I think that's the deal. I don't think it's it has to do with that being her actual Valkyrie wings.
Fresh red root grows just behind the house. Can you pull a cluster?
Yeah, Charlie and Jormungandr look so good. Charlie, like,
What else?
single-handedly gave me the inspiration for an entire culture, because the idea of like a sort of turtle with an entire house
Not of this realm, but there's no mistaking it.
is so cool. There was like, what if there's a group of those and they're nomads? Like a group of turtles like Charlie just roaming the
The
desert.
gods of these realms don't take.
And they would
kindly to
have
outsiders,
they would not have like a
know.
house underneath.
No, they just
them.
carry people on their back. But
We will.
like the idea of like
Don't make
land
things
turtles.
difficult.
I think
What
is
if they
really
would be
cool.
like an
Boy,
Elden
want
Ring?
answers.
Got to be
Kind of.
kidding.
Yeah, no, kind of like the walking mausoleums, except those are.
Oh,
I don't know
okay,
what the
okay.
hell those are. Those are turtles. I think those are replicas of her wings made by her as a remembrance of her time as a queen.
I also need lamb's
I don't
breast. Do you
think
mind?
so.
It's a white petal flower in my garden.
It could be.
Just a handful.
Also,
shame
I
I-
saw this.
Sorry, you go first.
fine.
No, I saw this cutscene.
Oh, the
In the
outtake.
behind-
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
I
So
am
in the outtake, which should definitely be a real take. Let me see if it's already here. If it's just what she's wearing, because I think it's what she's wearing on her back right now. But in the outtakes, he just goes Lamskris. I'm the fucking god of war, and then walks out the door. Fun fact, by the way, this is Vanheim. We can already see what it looks like. We just can't go there yet.
Please.
Yeah.
Time is critical.
I know. Well, I think it's the cloak she's wearing on her back, so we can see it when we return to her hut.
Okay.
But for now, we need to continue
Continue our journey.
to find the Lamskris, which is right over yonder, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there we go.
Yonder.
Hi, yo, it's Kratos. Finding some Lamskris. People keep talking about God of War Ragnarok. What about God of War America?
Can you help?
Can you imagine the types of weapons Kratos would wield?
And for his neutral special, he
He
wields
wields a
a
gun. Yeah, basically.
I
Basically, the game must go on indeed, because we do want to eventually finish it. But I feel like we're nearing the end of the first episode of this road to Ragnarok. And I feel like we've made some good progress. I currently have faith that we can make it before the game comes out. Of course, if you have any suggestions for things to do, like topics you want us to discuss, or, you know, maybe some things we can improve for the next stream, let us know, because we're going to be doing this more often. So anything we can do to make it more enjoyable for you guys, I think is worth the effort. So let us know what you thought of the first one and what you want to see for the next one. If just more of this, or if you want specific topics, or if you just do want us to, you know, shut up for the entire stream.
And don't forget to share your fan theories in the comments down below if you're watching this on the video on demand. Fastest speedrun is... Seriously?
Yeah, but speedrunning is a whole different animal. Speedrunning makes you use... First of all, you skip the cutscenes, which cuts a lot of time out. But you're also making use of, like, unintended shortcuts. And, yeah.
You want some?
I don't know, man. I don't necessarily... We do joke about
those who might make your journey difficult.
me speedrunning games, but I just play through a game as quickly as I can. That's kind of like speedrunning, but not really. Do you think we'll see Odin's six-legged horse? I believe it was 8th. And someone also asked a question earlier, like, I don't know. It might show up, I just don't know what we do with it. It would be cool to see... Is it called Gleipnir?
Gleipnir?
I think so. Well, I might be messing up things again, because someone already corrected me on Skadi and Uller.
Also, are we focusing on the back of her?
Yeah, that is the cloak, but at one point it's like displayed in her hut, and it looks like a pair of wings.
I mean, we're going back to her hut one time, I think.
Actually, you know what? Just to make the point, let me see if I can look it up.
Oh boy.
Just find an image. Yeah.
This underground passage should put you back on your
No, that's
the mountain. Just use the boat.
That's Photoshop.
And take this.
Or
You
is
can
it
use
not?
it to orient yourself
Find the
to
black room.
navigate the
Never
world.
mind.
It will always steer you towards your goals.
I can't find what I'm looking for. Oh, I thought
I mean,
the game was out.
we can save it for the next stream.
Yeah, for sure.
We have 4 minutes left. That's
Lead safely out of these woods, gets attacked by nightmares. I mean, nightmares are nothing to Kratos.
Yeah, definitely leave your feedback, guys, because this is a tryout for all of us. So if you have anything to add that you would like to see,
See, Ali
more
talking
often.
about specific topics. Do you mean like we post like a list of topics before we start the stream, so you know what we're talking about? Because we did have some specific topics, but we just kind of ran out.
Mom used to tell me about them. Didn't think they were actually real.
Nightmares.
Yeah. They give people nightmares. Or they.
Do you think
are.
of Freya do a spell on Freya so he will think that Odin and Freya
I wish I could ask her.
are his parents and forget to pick Kratos, and you found out what happened, Ragnarok will start? I think that's paying too close so much to like Norse mythology. It will be a cool twist, for sure.
Follow me.
No, we're not gonna explore here yet. We're gonna go to the lake. I think we're gonna end the stream with our boy Jormungandr, because that's a cool moment to end it on.
Now we'll get to the mountain quick.
But yeah, it would be cool to hear, but I think that they have given themselves the liberty to step away from Norse mythology, so I kind of want to see what they do with Atreus being the son of Kratos instead of being a full-on
bot.
giant. Ice giant specifically, I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he is a full-on god, because Kratos... No, Kratos is a
There's
demigod,
the mountain. Look how
I
close
think.
we are.
I don't remember who Kratos' mother was.
How do you know?
But I think it's one of the typical stories of Zeus couldn't keep it in his pants, so he made another woman pregnant, and then Hera got mad. Like, half of Norse mythology is just Zeus not being able to keep his pants where they belong. Literally.
I think you've already mentioned that when we were going to Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh yeah,
And you were laughing because of the whole Zeus scene.
Zeus is...
I never thought you listened to Mother.
I don't know who's worse. It's like, it's a God of Thunder thing.
Did she speak of one who could feel?
Thor is an ass. Yeah, Thor is an ass, and so is Zeus.
Sounds like
But
Loki,
Zeus is also an ass.
an Aesir god, son of Odin and Frigg.
Did you walk right past the chat?
Listen, Mickey freaking Mouse. First of all, so happy that you're here. What a great name. We're not doing a 100% completion run here. We might go back for it later.
Mr. Charles. He
Oi,
Make it out.
I would like to read what is on the thing.
Oi. Boy.
It reads, sacrifice your arms to the center of the water. Awaken again the cradle of the world. What? Throw our weapons into the water? Guess
No,
you
just
won't be able
literally
to
cut
do
off your arms. I want your hands,
it.
boy.
Are you gonna do it?
Is it coming? See? That one.
It's coming.
Yikes!
I guess being a thunder lightning bolt makes it. Maybe. I don't know if that's it. Because to be completely fair,
Did not return.
Greek mythology is kind of like a soap opera at some point. There are many people there who are not nice. Humans too. Humans are also just...
There he is. Stay in a boat.
just look at the size of its eye.
Yeah, that thing. I think I played this part at night, and that scared the shit out of me because I wasn't.
I also love the fact how you as a player are immediately worried, and then Atreus is in the background like, no, this is awesome. This is so cool. Thanks, buddy.
Where's my axe? Oh, there.
Really good aim, by the way. Jormungandr
Yeah.
has like...
This is great!
Hey, Khalil, so good to see you in chat. Thank you for joining. My mythological friends, right back at you. How are you doing? Can you imagine talking like that?
How do you say that, bon dia? Or is that good morning?
It's just good day, right? You think we'll ever get to know the language of the serpent? I mean, maybe Mimir will comment about it some more, but I don't think there's gonna be like an actual... Oh, this is how you speak world serpent.
The water dropped.
The base, yes. Can you imagine just doing groceries like that? Someone asks you, would you like a receipt? And then that noise comes out.
And there's the mountain. Look it. That
Oh, he's
leads from
talking.
the foot of the mountain to that golden temple.
He's a very talkative boy.
It was all just under the surface.
Except for the
He's
statue.
like his mother.
Good thing, huh? There's even a dog.
You don't know if his mother
Hey,
is a
next to the
talkative
flower.
girl. But his father definitely is.
And that's why I would like to see some sort of flashbacks of how she was. But I know it's like not...
Oh, no. I was talking about
One
Angerboda.
of the giants.
Because
Oh.
that's Jormungandr's mother. Yeah.
Around the whole world
Because,
and
for
back
reference,
again.
ladies and gentlemen,
Exaggeration.
this kid here
I don't know.
will eventually give birth. Not birth. Birth. The TH is a very difficult thing for Dutch people, in case
Still.
you hadn't noticed yet. Will give birth to that thing over there. This is his son. He is my son, and this is his son. It feels
still so
It feels so
strange.
weird to say that, but it's true though. If we'll know what he said to Mimir, I think like either we will know or someone will be smart enough to figure it out.
Very
Anyway.
time.
I'm going to make a save here, because it would be very, very sad if all this progress was lost. We're going to be ending this stream here, but like we said, this will be a weekly returning thing. So next week, maybe it'll be another one with Joyce, maybe you will be here, but I'm going to be continuing my playthrough of God of War 2018. We're going to be talking about more Ragnarok stuff. Hopefully more gets announced, but of course, if there isn't, send in your fan theories, either leave them under the vault as a comment, or send them to input@JorRaptor.com. Because we want to discuss them in a following stream as well. And yeah, we're gonna probably be aiming at doing these every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. European time, so whatever your local equivalent of that is. It's gonna be a recurring thing, so I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope to see you in the next stream. Joyce, thank you so much for joining, and thank you for carrying chat for me while I was busy dealing with health issues.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
It's like completely over again, it's so stupid. It was just like in the middle of the stream where my throat is like, no. We're not gonna do it anymore. But
It's
yeah.
okay.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining. Any closing words before we wrap up this stream from you?
No, thanks so much for watching, and thanks again for that huge donation that we got.
Yeah,
So-
thank you, Achilles. That is so awesome.
That is amazing. We will definitely get it through your yours not here, but we will definitely he'll definitely get the memo.
Yeah,
So
we should let him know he can buy another beer.
yeah. So yeah, I think it was very fun also to see you play God of War and just hanging out with everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I had a great time, but that's probably no surprise to anyone who knows me, even in the slightest. This guy sounds like JorRaptor. Ramon, it's the Dutch accent. I'm sorry. We all sound the same.
We all sound very Dutch, yes.
Yes. Well, that's extremely Dutch. Once again, chat, thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you, Molds, for modding. Thank you, Ty. Thank you,
Thank you,
Ben, for
Simon.
showing up as well. Yeah, thank
Ben.
you, chat, for being awesome. If you enjoy what we do, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. You can also follow us on Twitch to watch the streams there. And yeah, if there's any news about God of War Ragnarok, you can bet that we're going to cover it. So if there is news, there will also be a video on it. So
Yes.
I'm going to sign off here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I'll hopefully see you next stream next week for the continuation of the Road